Hey guys, how's it going? It is Masterminded Guns here, and today I get to be showing you guys my very first weapon from Black Ops 3. And not only am I excited just for it being the first gun that I've built from this game, but also because of the gun itself. This gun, as soon as I saw it going through the list of guns, I knew it had to be built. It's just an instinct inside of you. I really like the design and textures on it, and I also like that it's really modern yet really futuristic. And it's also pretty much designed off the platform of an AR-15, which I've been getting some requests to build, so hopefully it kind of satisfies everyone. But anyways, here it is, the Lego ICR-1. So as I said earlier, this gun is based off an AR-15, and of course many years into the future it's going to have a lot of design changes and of course some futuristic features that we don't have on newer guns, but most of that kind of stays the same, and you can generally see that it's based off an AR style. And like most AR variants, you can see, like the handrail and the stock have different designs, stuff like that. But one thing that kind of gets me is the receiver. And what I don't get is that there's a lot of things on this receiver that just have no explanation. There's just details there that show signs of functionality, but I can't understand what functions they would make. But one of the things that I don't understand is on the mag weld. There's those two red levers, and at first I was thinking, well, maybe they're a magazine release. Well, that does not make any sense. Based off all the other guns who have like actual magazine releases, that would make no sense for the magazine release to be all the way over on the mag weld. You want it easily accessible, and that's why the magazine releases are closer to the trigger, so you can just lift your finger and press on that. And also you can see on the other side that there actually is a magazine release. So I don't know, but maybe you guys do. Now, speaking of a magazine release, I have been asked many times to build a working magazine release on my guns. There are a lot of cool features I've been adding to other guns, and so I finally decided that I would make room to build a working magazine release. Now, this one works pretty well. I've never done this before, so I kind of came up with my own different design. You guys might be able to see how it works. But other than that, I'm pretty glad I incorporated it. I did have to forfeit some of the cool features that I wanted to do, but I thought it would be a good idea to do on this gun since it's a lot more simple than on other guns. So for all the people asking for a working magazine release, there you go. I'd say the reason I picked this gun from all the other Black Ops 3 weapons has a lot to do with the color contrast, but I'd say the biggest part about it is just how detailed this gun is everywhere. I mean, even the magazine is completely detailed and looks awesome from all angles pretty much. And I'd say what got me from the first person's perspective when I was watching it from Black Ops 3 is the iron sights. The iron sights really add some interest to the gun. And just looking down it, there's nothing that looks boring. There's a lot of different curves. It was a little bit challenging in some areas, but in most areas it was actually pretty fun. It just took a little bit extra time to add in all these different details, but it was definitely worth it looking back on the gun. And you guys might have noticed that I did a little something different with the handle. Now, I did the same thing with the Chris Vector, but however the Chris Vector was much lighter, and so it didn't need as much stability in the handle. But with this gun, it has a lot more bricks, so it's a lot heavier, and I put a big beam up the handle and into the receiver, and it pretty much goes all the way up to where the bolt is, so it's really in there, and it's attached by 4 pins, 2 on each side, and that pretty much makes the handle a part of the gun, which really makes it sturdy. And the reason I did this is, of course, to keep from dropping it, but every time that my gun would ever be broken, the cause was of the handle. The handle would literally just break from under me, and it got really frustrating. So I finally went to this more secure design, and especially when filming, I don't really have to worry about breaking it anymore, because pretty much it has to bring the gun down with the handle. Otherwise, I don't really know how this thing could break unless you forcefully threw it at the ground. The one thing I really like about this charging handle, based off my experience with real AR-15s, is that little extension you see on the left hand side of the charging handle. And you guys probably never thought about it or what it's doing there, but it makes a huge difference when pulling back the bolt. You don't really get much leverage on a normal AR-15 bolt, and you do have quite a distance to pull the bolt back, and it does have a lot of tension on it as well. So honestly, it really does help to have that extension because you get a lot of leverage on it. It makes it really easy to pull, and it just helps overall. And even though you do have a bolt catch to help you with quick loading, you do have to a lot of times pull the bolt back all the way. So this just makes it that much faster, and I like how they incorporated that here into the model from Black Ops 3. Now, as I said earlier, these iron sights really are something to talk about, and honestly I'm not sure which part I like more. The fact of how futuristic they look, how much interest they add, just they're really good looking, and also the fact that they give you such a wide range of sight. I'm really not sure which I like best about it. I think it's everything combined, but I really like how they add a different color to them. It's unique from all the other guns, and it kind of catches my attention. And I think honestly these Lego ones turned out decent. I mean, I'm not disappointed with them, but it is kind of tricky to build with all the angles from it. But I really think Treyarch did a great job. Finally, all I can say about this gun is that even though it wasn't fan requested, and I love to build fan requested guns, I knew I had to build this gun just because in my opinion it's the best looking gun in the game, and to start things off I definitely knew I needed to build it. So next video I promise will be a gun that someone else suggested. So if you guys want to see something built from Black Ops 3, make sure that you put it down in the comments below, and I'll, as always, be sure to look at it. And make sure if you guys see someone else that requested a gun that you would like to see built, make sure and like that comment, because the more likes I see, the more demand I would have on that gun to build it, since I know it's more popular to build. So just be sure you're looking out for a gun that you would like to see built that someone else might have requested, so that way I know you guys really want to see it. So anyways, thanks for watching guys, and until next time, see you later.